Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another Genshin Impact reaction. Today we have Goodbye or Another Tomorrow of Chue'q. I'm not sure how to say that name. Chue'q. It could be Chik. Ka-chow. I've never come across that name in the game, so I'm assuming it's much further in than I am, so I don't know how to say it, and I tried to look it up to find like a pronunciation guide. It doesn't exist. It must be a name exclusively for Genshin, because that's the only thing I could find including this name at all. But either way, I'll be listening to this one as requested by Yosuke in the comments of the last video, and I'm not going to be doing Mist, because one, I've already kind of heard it, and two, they said they might want me to do the actual trailer, like as an animation analysis at some point in the future, and if that's the case, then I'll probably have heard the song anyway. I have played the event, so I probably have heard the song. So if anything, having that as its own video in a few months when I've forgotten everything about the event basically will give me a more fresh perspective. So I think that's fair. I'm just gonna do this one today. So without further ado, let's go. Ooh. Got a jazziness to it. It feels bubblegum poppy already. Ooh. What the hell? This is not at all what I thought it was gonna be. So I wasn't entirely wrong about like the bubblegum pop sort of flavor. It's a little bit more like a kawaii bubblegum. There is a difference. I love this lead. Oh, it's so cute. Why is it so cute? No reason something this cute should be so filthy. Ooh. Oh, I love that drop. That is so good. It really does ride that line of like, oh, it's like really cute and happy. All of a sudden, damn. Whoa. A little bit of crusty drums in there. I like the shaker too. It's just in there. It's weird how prominent the shaker is, yet it almost just melts into the rest of the song. You don't really think about it until you do. All right, so I don't think I ever clarified this, but I do know who Ineffa is. I'm not going in like 100% blind on this. I don't know everything about her story, but I kind of have a rough idea of her personality from little things I've seen online, as well as the fact that she was made by Aino. I'm not entirely sure where or how, but Aino is kind of the reason why I think that this genre works, because she would be doing this. Like, this would be the genre that would be playing in her head while she's making a person, effectively. You know, I know a little bit more about Aino exclusively because I have her in the game now, so it's like, okay, I get the little bits and pieces from there, but I haven't seen her do anything. Like, I don't even know where she does her work or anything. I don't know where that comes from. I'm sure she's somewhere in, I don't know if she's in, like, Natlin or where the hell yet. Maybe she's up in Nod Cry. That would kind of make sense with when she and Ineffa started showing up in the polls, but I'm not entirely positive. Obviously, I'm still a little too new to really understand where these characters come from if I haven't met them yet already. But either way, that's why I'm feeling this genre was kind of picked, because it reflects I know more than anything else. Ineffa is definitely not the same personality, but I can see like the softness of her personality, even though she is very like dry from what I've seen. It's not like it's an angry, cold shoulder sort of dry. It's definitely just like a soft indifference in everything. So her kind of just resonating with the sound of Aino's preference makes a lot of sense to me, at least as far as characterization goes and like being introduced to a character. That would totally track. So I love what this song is doing in that respect. I love this genre. I've always loved this sort of like kawaii bubble pop sort of vibe, very fun and bubbly, and like that's in the name, right? But I think I love this song mostly because of how it was handling one of the emotional shifts here. And I'm not sure if that has anything to do with the character, but what it does do is change the feel of the song entirely. So at least at its core, you know what this genre does. It's just fun, as I said. It's bubbly, it's bouncy, it has a lot of give to it, but also you cannot make that too emotional without losing that happiness. And this entire genre is like centered around that happiness. You cannot push that too far away or you'll lose the essence of what you're making. So what they did here is actually really interesting to me because they kind of start with this back and forth of like an F and I believe a C, and this just kind of, and it's just kind of sticking on those two for the bulk of it. But then at the end, they kind of change that up a little bit by changing where the chords go. So like that entire time you were hearing the, as like the root of the song, they changed it to kind of bounce up from the F, went up to, I think, an A minor, and then ended on this like high C before kind of going back down to the A. And then it also goes to the G minor, which is an interesting choice and why it kind of sinks down with you a little bit more. That's what I love about it. So we went from this relationship to this relationship, which is obviously two minor chords right next to each other, opposing two major chords, and it shifts the energy of the song. I also believe that there's a seventh in here, so like for the A minor, that's what it would sound like. It's a little bit more full. You basically just add the G on the top of that. So you get the A minor, add the G above it. You get that nice sound. I don't know if they do it for the G minor, but if they did, that's what that would sound like, adding the F above the G minor. And it's, again, just adding the seventh. That's all you need to do. It's 2 half steps up from the top of the chord. And then I'm also very positive they're just taking the standard approach to a bass, which would be the center note of the main chord you're using. So for that A minor, you just take that C out, drop it an octave lower. You have that in. If I add the seventh, that's what it would sound like. And then again, same thing with the G minor. I'm pretty sure they're doing the same thing, but this would be obviously, this B flat in here would be the center of it. So you're getting that nice relationship. Add the seventh. I don't know if it adds the seventh on the second one, but I really feel like, at least for that A minor, it's adding that seventh on there just to add that lift. I really like how this sounds. It feels perfect. And I really like how it adds that little bit of emotional tension up there, holding on to that G. And while I'm not sure if it uses it in the G minor, just because it's like, well, it sounds a little bit too bright in this one, but also at the same time, kind of jazzy. So maybe it's very hard to tell because those notes are extremely compressed and they have a lot of effects going on them. And at large, when they're doing it and like actually playing them through, it kind of like it glitches them around and goes, and it kind of like bounces up from the center note to the top note of the chord before creating the whole chord. And of course, it does the same thing with the G minor. So it's like there's a little bit of movement there. But again, that changing relationship from that F and C kind of making the base of everything and then shifting up to this relationship here is just, it's fucking cake. It's so good. I mean, it's exactly how you should evolve a song from having a little bit more of like a bubbly, fun, upbeat body to something that's a little bit lower. You add the tension of having minor chords in there. And by utilizing the key of F major, which is how this is played, that all works out great because it's one of the only like relationships of minor chords in there that's not something like a diminished or something. So there's just enough tension in here to soften it without making it like an extremely tense piece or anything. There's no like huge emotional stressor on it. It's just a soft little nudge in a different direction. And again, adding those sevenths kind of holds on to an extra bit of that tension to keep things really alive. But that transition from like going to the F and then back down to the A is what I love about that relationship, because that C that we get on the top, as it like transitions out before that final bit with the A minor comes in, that was mirroring the C from down below that we were using before between this relationship, because I would just use it up there and it kind of keeps things alive. Again, this might have also used a seventh, but I'm not entirely positive. But it probably did. But yeah, all that is to say, I get it. I get why this song works. I get why this song works with these characters, and the vibes kind of fit. You have something that's a little bit melancholic. It just kind of holds on to something a little bit. It's almost like they don't want to let go, but at the same time, it still has to stay lighthearted. You don't want it to be something that's so emotionally weighted that the characters are going to feel stress from it, just a little bit of emotional tension. And for a song that's supposed to reflect a character made by a different character, and probably that like parental child relationship in some way, shape, or form, that fits a lot. A character who's trying to experience the new world that they've been created and brought into, you know, it's like there's a lot to think about. So they would be kind of bouncing between this elation from being so like new and like, wow, the world is so unique, and then like having these little moments of kind of a sense of humanity coming in a little bit to make sure that they stay relatable and are understanding that while the world is beautiful, there is other things in here as well, and they're not trying to ignore that. So I think they did a really good job at piecing all that together just by using these 4 sets of notes. It's really, really nice how simple you can make things and tell so much just depending on what key you use and how you apply those chords. But I think I'm done yapping here, so thank you all so very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you want me to get to something else from Genshin, by all means, drop in the comments below and I will do my best as always to get to those. But if you don't want to do any of that, maybe just want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future, you know how to do all that, and I'll see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!